waiting for the new Neue Klasse, or the 2027 all-new M3. This is going against Mercedes and Audi, and it gives a run for the money. Just under $100,000, over 520 horsepower, and nearly 480 pound-feet of torque. I'm Anthony from Supercar Throttle. The best thing about BMWs is that when you go into the M3 and the M4, it just changes from a coupe to a sedan. So you have the best of both worlds, a near 50-50 weight distribution, 4.8 inches of clearance going into the M3 Competition, which is the best for the 3 Series variants. Now the Neue Klasse is going to change the whole front fascia, so the headlamp assembly is going to be more sleek. Here we have the shadow line lights, which gives you the LED headlights, daytime runnings, and cornering lights that go into the enlarged kidney grille. That grille is going to be cut in half, and that's going to brush into the headlamp assembly. It's going to have a 2 parts, so the lower is going to be opened up just like the lower here. Front parking sensors, a 360-degree reverse camera. We've added features to the vehicle. That's why it's near $99,000, which brings me to a problem with the vehicle right off the bat. How many people are going to go to this variant opposed to the M4? Because me personally, I like a convertible. Even though I do like a sedan, I already have a Ghibli. House underneath the hood, though, is truly a gem because there's no 48-volt mild hybrid system. A 3.0-liter inline 6-cylinder M-powered turbocharged, producing 523 horsepower and 479 pound-feet of torque, paired to an 8-speed M Steptronic automatic transmission, reaching 60 at 3.4 seconds and top speed at 155. But we have the driver professional, so we unlock 180 miles per hour. Achieving 16 mpgs for the city, 23 mpgs for the highway. And the xDrive not only increases horsepower, but it's your all-wheel drive system. You get the carbon fiber that's going to be on the roof, so it gives a lower center of gravity, 3,990 pound curb weight. So when you're putting those numbers, what's housed underneath the hood, and that near 50-50 weight distribution, it's a fun vehicle. Now the Neue Klasse is going to change the wheel design here. We got a staggered wheel setup at a 275/35/19 up front with a 285/30/20 out back. Red brake calipers that's housing 6 pistons in the front. The disc is 380 millimeters, which is 15 inches for the front, and the rear is a single floating caliper at 370 millimeters, 14.6 inch for the rear. And as for competition, Mercedes, it's usually going to be a little bit more money, but the issue that comes into play is that's going to be around 120 grand more than likely. So then this becomes a steal. Now, if you look at Audi, the RS3 is going to be the sweet spot because it's a little bit smaller, a lot less money. You're going to save about 20 grand. Quick 0 to 60s, quick top speeds, but they're going to be discontinuing it in the next year, and then it's going to go into the Golf, which is going to have a special edition to have that engine. I absolutely hate that idea, but that's Audi. Now the RS5, it's only a sportback, so it's a hatchback. You don't get a sedan, but it's more practical. I am curious to see how much the price is going to escalate, because when I did the competition from last year, it's about 120 grand. At that price, you might as well go this route. I understand you can change the suspension because you can make it more luxury or make it more for the track when you go competition, but you're spending 11 grand roughly just for that package, and it takes out sound deadening, which also lowers the weight to the vehicle. This is already under 4,000 pounds. Now, I'm not saying that the M3 Competition is the best, but I am saying if you're going to go this route, go for the full xDrive, which gives you that extra 20 horsepower, because you don't want to sacrifice, and this is the last year. So get every bell and whistle you can, because it may be something that is worth money. The rear is going to get the trunk lid spoiler, helping with downforce, LED tail lights. Lower diffuser with quad exhaust tips, reverse parking sensors. You do have to pay extra for packages, which we've ticked a few of them. That has translated to a higher MSRP. But the question stands, would you go to the competition? Would you wait for the 27 variant? I like what I'm getting here because it's kind of a timeless look, and that's traditionally what BMW does. With the Neue Klasse, it's going to have more horsepower, it's going to have more torque. But is it going to have the same drive as this? Because that platform completely transforms the vehicle, opposed to a driver vehicle to a more electrified vehicle. I mean, let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you're new to the channel, click the subscribe, click the like if you haven't already, because all these clicks help with the algorithm so we can bring more performance vehicles to the channel. Power liftgate, which is standard on the M3 Competition, going into 15.6 cubic feet of storage. You'll get storage here with bag holders here. You don't get it on this side, you get another little storage cubby. And from front to back at 39.5 inches, with the side to side at 38.5 inches. And you can split fold the rear bench by pulling the tabs in the back at a 60-40 split or a 40-20-40 split, which will increase the cargo capacity to nearly 5.5 feet at 68.5 inches. But this is a twin turbo inline 6-cylinder. We need to go inside and start it up so you can hear that exhaust note. BMW quotes a 3.40 to 60. Let's see what we get. I would say it's that fast, maybe a little faster. It's insane the speed that comes out of this, and the torque is immense. It literally just pins you in your seat. Dynamically speaking, I know this is a roundabout, but most of my area has been cut off due to road work. So we're gonna show you some of the dynamics here. Look at that, it just wraps around, and the end, it just wants to keep going and going. This engine is brilliant. Huge fan of the M3 Competition, especially with the xDrive, because you got the all-wheel drive, a near 50-50 weight distribution. And twisty roads is where BMW livens up. And that exhaust note that filters in is intoxicating, man. Now, there is some cons that's going to come into play. BMW is the more rigid driving vehicle, and also when you drive it like this, the car will pulse a little bit more so, but that's going to be the same thing with Audi and Mercedes and any high performance vehicle. Just the actual ride to this, you will feel it a little bit more so. The more comfortable ride will be Mercedes, but this will be engineered a little bit better for the dynamics. So doing the twisty roads, staying pinned in your seat, you're still gonna have the fun with the other variants, don't get me wrong. Just this one does it a little bit better in the sense from my testing. I've obviously tested all three of the variants, and I am a huge fan of the RS3. I wish they would not discontinue it after next year, but at least we're gonna be getting a special edition in the Golf. And it might be a discounted price, and you're getting everything that's in Audi, but it's going to be on a Volkswagen. Sound deadening is not going to be that good. Staggered wheel setup, you're going to feel pretty much everything with these wheels. Manual cushion extensions at a near 100 grand price. I would like to see power seats for that. Ventilated seats, I would like to see that standard instead of a standalone, but I'm happy that you could at least get it for a standalone. Not a lot of feedback in the steering wheel, so for maneuverability purposes, it's good for the everyday drive, don't get me wrong. But what's gonna happen is it's gonna be a lot more soft, which you're not gonna feel a lot of the road connection inside the vehicle. So if you're one of those guys that's gonna take it on the track, or girls, you may want a little bit more feedback, and unfortunately, they just don't give it in any of the variants anymore. They're just making it more for a daily driven vehicle, which makes sense because most people never take these vehicles on the track, sadly. And I say that with respect because even me with an MC20, I haven't taken it on the track, and I just have a touch over 500 miles, so I baby the hell out of it nearly in a year owning it. But that's 3 times the price to this. If I got this, I don't know, I probably would track it because this is what it's meant for. And I get it, the MC20 Cello is too, just they're a little bit more sawed off and hard to find. As you get up to a higher speed, the sound deadening doesn't get any better. The seat comfort will be a little bit more firm and sporty. It does feel a little bit more tight in the interior. I feel the M4 just makes it a little bit more wide, maybe because the doors are a little bit longer. You're not going to be having any problems getting in and out of lanes though. This is literally a supercar and a 4-door sedan version. Not a huge fan of the BMW curb panel 2-screen layout, but it does sit fine in the sense of not being over the top. It would be nice if it was more integrated into the dash. And now for the Neue Klasse, it's going to have more than likely more horsepower and torque. I kind of hope that the ride is a little bit more soft, only because most owners, after 6 months to a year, you're going to start saying, well, you know what, it's a pretty rough ride. Now for me, I get used to it because I drive exotics and supercars, so I understand what I'm getting, but I can see people saying, you know, I really enjoy the M3 Competition xDrive. Just the ride comfort pushes me into an M Sport variant, which can make sense in some categories because you're getting a lot of a discount when you go that route to like an M50. The shift pattern on the 8-speed automatic transmission does an excellent job, very seamless. No 48 volt mild hybrid system here, so you're just getting the raw power out of the engine. Now, one thing I want to show you is going slower, so in between light and light to show you the lag. Pretty instant. I mean, the vehicle is pretty much ready at any given time to just drive. We got it now in road mode, and we're going to change the setup so that way it's now in efficient, comfort, everything. So that's going to quiet down everything, and we're going to slow down just a little bit. We're going to do the same thing. Now the pedal feels a little bit more heavy, but still for the day in and day out, I mean, you have a ton of power underneath the hood of this. Should you wait for a 27? I don't know, I kind of like what I'm getting here. And even the safety to it, the steering assist, lane keeping assist, it keeps you in the lane. It literally will push you the other route. So safety's taken care of, and you got the iconic styling. I mean, let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out this next video right here.